Hi guys, my name's Seb Truder. I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Now, last week I was having a chat with a friend, and they're considering considering leaving their job, and they were asking my opinion on how best to do it, on what to do, on how to manage things, and so I thought I'd bring that question across to you guys and give you the answers that I gave. How is the best way, or what is the best way rather, to leave a job? Now, the way I see it, there are three ways that you can leave a job. The bad way, the okay way, and the way that probably gets you the best result. Now, the bad way is literally that you just don't turn up anymore, or you just regardless of the notice period you've got and whatever else, you just don't show. That is the by far worst way to get a job, because leave a job, because when it comes to your next job, let's put it this way: every place that you have worked for, at least within the UK, and I believe most places in Europe and the United States as well, have to confirm whether or not you have worked for them between one date and another date. Otherwise, though, in terms of references and things like that would support your CV or applications to other jobs, there are a couple of things that they can do. Firstly, there have been a couple of companies that I've worked for where the references are basically, no, we don't give a reference. All we do is confirm the dates between which you've dealt with, and then any other references are for you to go and gain as personal references, character references, things like that. As opposed to company-supported ones. But there are also a couple of companies that I've either worked with or interacted with, whereby their kind of reference policy is, if they've done okay, if they've been mediocre, we'll just confirm the dates that they've worked. If they've been terrible, we don't have to say anything, but we're going to say a lot about how shit they are. And if they are, if they were great, then all power to them. They've deserved it. They get a good reference. So just up and leaving, or just kind of not working your notice period, stuff like that, these are the things that piss people off. And as a result, if you're with a company that only confirms the dates that you've worked, fair enough. If you're at a company that though is willing to give references, and especially if you already have a boss that might be a bit of a dick anyway, good God, just work your notice period. Chances are, if you're in a retail job or something like that, it'll be a couple of weeks at most. In a lot of management jobs and things like that, it'll be about a month. And so it's like you've got a certain period of time to work off, and it gives you a final end date and a bit more money and a bit more goodwill towards the end. So that's the bad way. Just upping and leaving doesn't help anyone, especially doesn't help you. But when it comes to the okay way is what most people do. The okay way is where they just go, okay, I'm leaving, that's my notice period, and then after that I'm done. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're going to get yourself whatever reference is offered, and chances are you'll be fine. The best way to do it, though, and this requires a little bit more work as well, I would add. So, there is that. But the way to really make the most out of leaving a job is to manage your situation. So if you're going on to another job, make sure when you start. Make sure in interview you tell them maybe that you've got an extra small amount of time on your current notice period. So if your notice period is 4 weeks, you tell them that it's 5. That's what I've tended to do. And so as a result, it's been a case of going, right, well, I need 5 weeks. Then I do the 4-week notice period. Pushing it further than that can be a bit taxing. But one of the things that I've done, especially with the 2 jobs that I had most majorly before going off and becoming a self-employed coach, was where I would go, right, well, the situation demands that I rub everyone's nose in, firstly, the fact that I'm leaving, secondly, the fact that I'm better than everyone else, and thirdly, the fact that the place is going to fall apart without me. And so as a result, I have at times gone, on both of these occasions in fact, I went, I will give you 5 weeks, which in one case was 2 weeks longer, and and the other occasion was 1 week longer than my notice periods, so that they could find someone that I could help train, that I could be, there and around for covering whilst that person got settled. At which point then, there's a lot of goodwill because I'm giving over more time, I'm giving over more stuff to them in the first place, but also it's a case of going, don't I look amazing to this new person, this imposter who is now here to fill the gap that I am leaving? It can be difficult. Some people make rather rash judgments beforehand, but again, doing that little bit extra and just arranging between the job that you're in, the job that you're going to, the activity you're going to, whatever it may be, allows you that extra bit of goodwill, that extra little bit of impact towards the end, so that it's fresh in people's minds. You're fresh in people's minds when it comes to giving references, when it comes to talking about you for other jobs. And so it's important to make sure that you keep all of that in mind when moving towards the end of a job. As said, entry-level jobs, your retails, your coffee shop type thing, catering, fast food, all that sort of stuff, it's a bit hit and miss as to whether or not you should really bother, but I would always err towards the side of doing a little bit more to gain a little bit more goodwill. It's tough when it comes to going out and finding things and doing more. It's very much a case of who you know, not what you know, and that can be tricky. But hey ho, if those are I'm going to try and speak English. Those are the 3 ways that you can leave a job, and I definitely feel like either kind of working out your notice period, sticking to it, trying to do the best, or going that little bit further for your old employer, just so that they may very well be more willing to go a little bit further for you. It's a substantial and useful thing, and where there are differences between like CVs and differences between kind of what people and countries expect, it's very much a case of going, everyone will appreciate the extra bits of hard work and stuff like that, in terms of kind of seeing you do it and being willing to give you credit for it, unless they are either A, an arsehole, or B, you don't do it. So, it doesn't matter where you're from, people will appreciate the hard work, they'll appreciate you doing at the very least what you have agreed to do. And so it's worthwhile and worth doing, just to get it done, get it over with. It's not like you wouldn't be getting paid for doing those things anyway. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys, especially when it comes to leaving jobs. Everyone's got their stories, both good and bad. I've got some really great ones, especially leaving one job where I got the nicest reference that I have ever received, that I still to a degree include to this day, just because I'm proud that someone would think those things of me. And I owe several of the jobs that I've had that have got me from where I was to where I am now to that reference almost by itself. So there are good stories, there are bad stories. I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. And just, in fact, one quick caveat before I go is, I'm in this situation, I'm talking about where your job has been mundane, it's been fine, you've just been rolling through. I'm not talking about things like where your boss has dicked you over, where you've been in legal conflict with the company that you're working for, or anything like that. That's a completely different situation. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the video later. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more. And I will see you in the video later. Take care.